Young Jeffrey, there you are, my man. Thank you for the new view today with the architecture behind you there. I can see the open beam. Looks like they used some old wood or something like that for the roof or the inside or something.
That's the original roof on this building. This building's been here a very long time, so that's the original roof, but it was never seen before because of the drop ceiling. Now the beautiful steel girders, riveted steel girders are exposed, and you can see the fans going. So that's the original
cool
wood roof. And on top of that, on the outside of the building is a beautiful red tiled roof. So it's really classic. Red brick building, red tiled roof.
The whole 9 yards.
Yes, all 9 of them.
All 9, good. All right, well, listen, guys. Hey, it's Brent Abel here. That dude next to me is Jeff Jacklich. I'm actually in Denver, Colorado for another day. We're going to, we went to the Coors Field. We went to the Rockies-Giants game last night. 10 innings. Giants won, and 10 was fun. And we're going again today. It's only going to be about 98 degrees in the sun today, which that'll be a challenge. It's a day game, not a night game. It's a day game, so we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we're climbing here too. It's been today is already fairly warm, and it's the humidity starting to rise. So like Friday and Saturday this week, I think we chatted yesterday about it a little bit, are going to be 95 plus with humidity, and so it's going to get a little sticky. A little sticky.
Okay. A little sticky wicket. Good. All right. Well, listen.
Might be rough if you're in the area and you're going on a first date.
Yeah, that would be something. Take me off the dating app for anytime it's a temperature of 90 plus and it's humid. I don't want anyone contacting me. There'll be no first dates. So, all right. Well, listen, guys. Another episode of the Gold Ball Hunting Podcast. We are not a dating app, by the way. This is. If you're looking for first time dates and humidity, this is totally the wrong spot. Anyways, totally. So listen, I got something I'm going to lay on you today, Jeff. That
just swing the bat, baby.
I'm going to swing, go for the fences, and let you dive over the fence with the extended arm and rob me of the home run.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, guys, just so you know, Jeff and I are still offering a free 10-minute coaching call. And all we ask, 10 minutes might not sound like a lot of time, but if you bring that one thing in your game right now that you feel is holding you back from getting the result you want, whether it's singles or doubles, this would be a good opportunity for you. Absolutely no cost. And just a private three-way conference call, you, me, and Jeff. And we will help put you on a path to get the result that you want. The way to get on that call, go over to goldballhunting.com, drop in your first name, your best email address, and then click the button, and you'll get access to our online calendar scheduler where you get to cherry pick the date and time that works best for you. So, look, Jeff, we sort of have a niche we're in, right, in terms of helping tennis players.
Right.
And, we keep saying that, we're really sort of more in the competitive player, the guys and gals arena in terms of the three types of players, whether you're playing tournaments, whether you're playing leagues, or even if you're on that Wednesday night, affectionately known as the Brew Crew. Maybe you're not, you just want to get out there, but you either want to be the man, you want to be the woman every Wednesday night, whether it's singles or doubles. So that's the kind of player we're looking for. Jeff, who is the kind of player that we're not looking for?
Wow.
In fact, let me even get a little more graphic. Who's the kind of player that we kind of want to repel from this podcast? So look,
wow.
we can't be all things to all tennis players, right?
True.
So
I don't, that's an interesting question. Again, we can't be all things to all people, all players. Wow. That's really a fascinating question. And the reason I'm kind of like,
well, let me help you out a little bit here.
Calling it fascinating is because this morning I've been listening to Tim Ferriss interview with Dr. Gabor Mate. fascinating stuff about childhood development, adult trauma, and where it came from, and all this stuff. So anyway, I'm in this very space right here. So I don't. To answer that, who are we not for?
And let me let me tell you where I sort of, one of the messages I get in terms of marketing and sales online is that you've got to really draw a line in the sand in terms of saying, this is what I'm for, this is what I stand for, and this is what I stand against. And I remember when I first started web tennis, the first thing I stood against was the Andy Roddick forehand. Right? So I was telling guys, look, if this is what you're looking for, I'm not your guy. I'm sure there's someone down the block who will be happy to take your money and show you that forehand, but I'm not your guy. I'm looking for. So I was trying to not, repel is a little dramatic, but at the same time, I wanted to let people know that, what, you're in the wrong spot. If you get in the airplane, you get in the Southwest airplane, they say, all right, well, we're going to Denver, Colorado. If you're going somewhere else today, you're on the wrong airplane. Better get off right now.
Wrong plane.
So,
yeah.
All right. So who
wow.
are we trying to either repel? Who are we not standing against? But this whole podcast that we're doing, who is it not for?
I think it's not for those who look through the lens that tennis is a box experience, that it's a constant. And I've, in my journey, and we've talked about your journey, my journey, and some of our closest friends' journeys and the experiences we've had against multiple different types of players and blah, 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 that, tennis is an evolutionary experience through one's career. And so I think the players that actually glean the most out of the game, that and glean the most not only on the technical side or technically how to in stroke production, but also in how to play the game and also their own personal growth as a person. I mean, we have covered so many different topics here in this over a year and a half now, right? Aren't we on that cusp? We're right there.
We are at episode number 186.
All right, we're there.
We're right there.
So the way I see it, if that question, what it stimulates in my head and in my heart is that until you actually have a little bit of an aha moment where you're willing to take the lens that you're looking through off the way you see tennis and be willing to hear different ideas and not immediately become defensive because that's the way you play or whatever it might be, but actually kind of listen and go, is there anything there for me? Is there something there? Like you've said many times how often you ask players and other coaches, well, what do you think about that? Why do you do this? Or, what do you think about that? And I do the same thing. I'm always looking, reading, asking, how many conversations have we had besides this, sitting on the couch having a few brews, that literally, if we didn't actually stop and get off the couch, we could talk for 24 hours probably and let the rabbit trail go wherever it goes. So for me, who are we not for? If you are bound in the way you view the game and I'm going to play tennis this way, there's probably not anything here for you. So that would be my first kind of swing of the bat here, that if you are boxed in and this is the way you think tennis should be played, and I think pushers are not tennis players, or I think hitting a drop shot isn't fair, or whatever it might be, then we are diametrically opposed, because you and I are in this process to expand our knowledge, help expand our players and the players that we coach, their experience as well, and find new ways that allow us to express ourselves on the tennis court that actually produce wins.
Yeah.
Tennis is competitive, and so everybody likes to win, you know, and I think, growth enhances your experience. I think that, and what's interesting is that what I wrote down this morning, because I was listening to this interview, is I wrote 3 questions and they all kind of mesh together. Why do you play tennis? Is tennis a positive influence activity in your life? And then the third one was, have you lost the joy of playing a game? Right? It's a game. And I think if you've boxed in the way you view the game, you're at some point, your growth is stunted.
Yeah,
there's no place to go. So anyway, there you go. There's my
yeah. Well, I would say in addition to that, which I thought was very good, a great description of several reasons of what this podcast is not, or who it's not for. But I go back to what I said in the beginning here about the Roddick thing, and the Roddick thing to me was, that's what we're seeing on TV at the time, right? At the time when I did that,
Right.
It was back. We're seeing this on TV, and so look, if you're here thinking that reality in terms of, if you're competitive, and I'm assuming that's kind of the number one reason here is that you are competitive, but that number 2, if you're thinking that what we saw Roddick do back then and what we're seeing Rafa do now is reality in terms of the rest of us, then, and if someone's selling you that, I can show you how to hit Rafa's forehand in 3 easy sessions. My gosh, I mean, there's a lot of bridges I'd like to sell you. I mean, it's just so
Right.
stupid. So
Yes.
it's kind of like, if you're here thinking that what we're going to give you is the Rafa forehand, and we're going to show you how to do the splits like Joker, and we're going to show you how to do all this stuff that you see on TV, and the reason that you want to do that stuff that you see on TV is because that for some reason gives you some kind of social status, because you can sort of do it like Rafa. Dude, I would unsubscribe right now. I would just go. I would just go look for the next thing on YouTube, because we're not your guys here.
Yeah.
And
I mean, obviously, yeah. Go ahead.
well, and I think the second part of it too is that if you're looking for a quick fix, even if you're looking at a different model besides Rafa or someone like that, if you're looking for a quick fix, it's just not possible. And we've always said,
Right.
A tip or a little nugget here and there is so temporary until you actually
Right.
take that thing and you grind through it for maybe a year, for maybe 2 years. Who knows? Everyone's unique. Everyone's different in terms of
Right.
how much work you're going to put into it, how you're going to mentally go through all those times when there's just total frustration and there's no improvement. And in fact, you think you're getting worse, and
Right.
you're actually losing to a guy you've never lost to before, because you're trying to go long term on this tip, and
Right.
and so if that's the case too, if you're looking for the quick fix, the Band-Aid, again, I would suggest you unsubscribe somewhere. You can find it. There's a big link to unsubscribe. So.
Right. I mean, I think that's again, my own and obviously this, and my students know this. I'm way more likely most of the time. When I look at a new student, I'm watching, how do they move? How do they hit the ball? Where's what mechanically are they doing? Whether it's a beginner or an advanced player, a gold ball winner, I'm always looking at, how are they assembling? How are they assembling it? How are they assembling the production of a forehand? Let's just use that, and are they assembling it counterproductively with the first move, second move? How they're taking the ingredients? All the ingredients usually are there most of the time. When you look at somebody strike a tennis ball, most of the time all the ingredients are there, but they may not be in the right order. And so what I tend to do is I look at the student and I'm watching and seeing him hit a ball, and then I'm back. I'm kind of reverse engineering it. And where do I need to get in here to get them to kind of, get out of their head a little bit so they can actually feel something, feel their body actually move and produce a stroke without the mental hardware, kind of like the kind of being bogged down in trying to do it right, So that's also, I would think, the student that has a fixed opinion about how a ball should be struck, I think is also being counterproductive, and this may not be the right place for them.
So there's a whole laundry list of reasons of you could be in the wrong place. If with this podcast, you might be in the wrong place.
Could be,
could be.
Hey, if you don't appreciate my sense of humor, you might be in the wrong place.
Well, that's true too. So, all right. Well, listen, guys. Hope you got something out of today's podcast, and so Jeff, listen. Just before we get to your, what do we want the fine folks to do today? A quick reminder.
We would love them to like us, share us, please subscribe. Let us know what you think down below.
Well, that's good, because I said before we get to that.
Oh.
You could be in the wrong place today. I guess we'll just leave it at that. Guys, get out there today, wherever you are. Help someone else have a spectacular day. Jeffrey, Let's do this again tomorrow with the folks who are finding themselves in the right place.
Yes, can't wait.